Good day to you. This is This Day with BJ Arnett, and I am BJ Arnett. I'd like to welcome you and thank you for allowing me into your home. Today we're talking about a very interesting subject, one that really hits close to home. And I have with me Jenny Hurley. She is the partner in Strands. And Jenny, I just want to thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
Talk to me about what Strands is and why you got involved.
Well, Strands is an organization, and we serve birth moms, women who place their child for adoption. And why I got involved was because I myself am a birth mom, and who better to serve a birth mom than one who's walked path. Yep.
Immediately, I think of decisions that we go through in our lives, especially as young women, where we make a decision that affects us for the rest of our lives. Mm-hmm. I know many young women that have aborted their children, have placed their children up for adoption, or simply had a child out of wedlock that they really didn't connect with. But why is adoption such a difficult thing to handle after you make that decision? Because it is a great decision to allow that child to live, because it is not our right to take their life.
Yes, yes.
So why is it so difficult for that birth mom?
I would say that the stereotypes and the shame that they live with, not necessarily their personal shame. They may feel solid in their choice and confident in the choice that they made, the most loving choice to place their child in another woman's arms. But it's not natural to place a child. So in the world's eyes, it's somewhat shameful. You know, I think about the littlest thing, like you go to the doctor and you have to answer, how many children do you have? And it creeps up. Oh, well, I have 3 boys, but there was one that and
so there's a constant state of embarrassment, a constant state of hiding, if you will. But, you know, I think all the way back at, you are the birth mom. You carry that baby all the way through. When I was pregnant, I spoke to my belly. I told my son when he was jumping around too much, sit it down, brother. You know, so I can't imagine the connection being broken and then having to give that baby. But when you look at Strand, you are supporting women who have given their baby up for adoption. But there's this great void. I received my son in my arms. Your child was pulled out of your arms. So there was the 9 months that you carry, and then someone takes him away. What happens to the birth mom? How does she even leave the hospital?
Well, exactly. That is what happens, which is where Strands wants to make a difference. We come in and we give her a bag full of amazing items. You know, she is giving of her best. I've got
to do this, because there's this giant bag to the side of me. And this, I can hardly pick it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
She deserves the best.
She does deserve the best, because she's made a major decision to not give that child in death, but to give that child in life to someone who will love them and take care of them.
Yes.
There's a lot of good stuff in here.
Oh yes, oh yes. The first thing is they get a brochure, and it has a letter from Stacy, who's an adopted mom, Heidi, who's also a birth mom of 27 years, and myself. And we tell her, you know, she is a hero. There is hope, there is restoration, there is redemption. You can go on. You do not need to hang your head in shame anymore. And in the bag we have
all kinds of stuff.
We have a sweatshirt for comfort when you need comfort, a camera and gift card for developing the film.
I'm going to pull some things out. Oh, goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we have, what is that?
Ralph Lauren sweatshirt.
Okay, so I didn't get a Ralph Lauren t-shirt when I gave birth to my son. I sure didn't.
Yeah.
This?
A Vera Bradley makeup bag.
My goodness. So this is all to make...
All chosen by birth moms.
Because you know what you want.
Yes.
You know what you need.
Yes.
So the birth mom gets a lot of goodies, and there's stuff in here that I can't even get out. Choice.
Yep, the choice.
The choice to keep that baby alive and not to...
A picture frame. The first steps the baby takes are into your heart, and we put the footprints on.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Yep.
So what have you seen, and I'm going to put this back on the floor, but what have you seen the reaction of moms who gave their babies up for adoption? How have they felt when you guys come in the door with gifts to say you've done the right thing?
Yeah. Well, first we say place, not give up. Place them for adoption because they, you know, you give up a habit.
But you don't give up.
You don't give up your
The baby.
That baby's in your heart for
Always.
forever.
Yeah.
So you place the baby lovingly for someone else to raise up as their own. I've delivered a few bags. The goal is for a birth mom and either an adoptive mom or an adult adoptee to be the one to go into that hospital and deliver the bag.
That is really interesting that an adult adoptee would go deliver the bag.
Yes.
Now, that has got to be a major
Our mission
moment.
statement, birth mom, child, adoptive mom, serving birth moms as they realize their value in the three-strand cord. And that is the three-strand cord.
It has been a devaluing position, isn't it?
It is. And that, I mean, we're here to see that that's changed.
What do you see as the goals, the long-range goals, to help the stability?
We have a 4-phase plan. Number 1, deliver the bags. We want to be delivering bags to, there's over 18,000 birth moms a year, at least, in your own backyard. We don't walk around, I'm a birth mom, hey. But we want to see all of them not leave the hospital empty-handed and leave with a bag. Number 2, we have quarterly gatherings. Once a quarter, we serve the birth mom. They come. We had Valerie Burton come and speak into the lives of these women.
Wow.
I mean, it was amazing, amazing. We want to have a home. We will have a home. So specifically tailored to a birth mom. You know, there's homes where you can go pre-placement, but this will be post-placement. You leave the hospital, you can move into this home, you can grieve, you can receive counseling and gain life skills to go back into the world and not make the same choices. And then number 4, national launch. That, you know, we see this
How
going
long
national.
has Three Strands been in existence?
We are coming up on 1 year.
That is awesome.
And we are delivering at one hospital right now.
I've got to ask, what is this?
Candle.
It's a candle,
Yep.
so we have candle, we have a goodie bag of all kinds of good stuff inside of here.
Oh yeah. Mary Kay, some, you know, just pampering items. Fuzzy socks, that was actually my thing I picked.
Yeah, and this is the all-important moment.
Camera.
A camera.
Everyone I've delivered to has immediately, oh, get out the camera, take pictures,
So,
take pictures.
and that's okay.
Oh yeah, yes.
That's okay.
Yes.
See, there's so many things that, personally, I don't know. And I wish that in times in my life that I came upon wrong decisions and friends with wrong decisions, that someone had said, hey, there's a place called Three Strands.
Yes.
Don't freak out.
Yes.
Don't abort your baby. Give someone the opportunity to love your child.
We will
And we'll embrace
walk with you. You know, walk with you on your new journey as a birth mom.
As you've met all these different people, all these different moms and families,
Yes.
how have they received Three Strands? What have they said to you guys?
It's
Because I
amazing.
can't even imagine the excitement.
It's exciting. It's also very, you know, you walk into the hospital, it's a very tough, heavy place right there. You know, a birth mom is at probably her lowest point in her life. And we walk in and I say, I know where you are. I was there. I've walked in your shoes. And give her the bag. And literally, one comes to mind. Her head was down when we walked in the room. And we start going through the bag, and she sees the camera. She pulls it out. She's like, will you hold the baby? Can I take a picture of you and the baby? And her head up, and by the end, you know, a little
She's
bit of
smiling.
laughter. She's smiling.
Yes.
She had said someone had been in the hospital room not 5 minutes before we got there telling her how horrible, how could you do this? And then we're there. You're a hero. You did it out of the most loving place in your heart. You did it because you loved and wanted what was best for the
You know,
baby.
people don't want to deal with the reality that it is not our right, according to God's word himself, it's not our right to take the life of that child. And to abort is really, should not be an option, especially for the body of Christ. But then when you take the step to carry that child 9 months and place them in the hands of their adopted parents. That's a major hurrah. That's a major, you not
It should be
only,
celebrated.
it should be celebrated,
should not
and
be
someone should say
shameful at all.
thank you.
Yes.
Because you don't know the gifts and talent that God himself put in that child for the generation that that child
Yes.
is
And it's by
rising up
nothing
in.
but the grace of God that
Yes.
someone else was not in her shoes.
Yes, yes.
You know, so.
And you never forget an abortion.
Yeah.
You never forget an abortion.
Yep.
And I would say when you give your child to another family, you don't forget that either.
Right.
But with Three Strands, you have the opportunity to make it an unbelievable, joyous moment.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's what I see you guys are doing.
Yeah.
As you go forward, and I love the brochure because it's just, you know, it's simple and clean, but this smiling face photo on the back with you three ladies is just so important.
Yes.
Talk to us about the journey. I understand your journey, but of the other two ladies that are involved as well.
Yep. Well, Stacy Coleman, the founder, she's an adopted mom. And Three Strands came about out of her greatest pain, became her greatest passion. She was actually chosen by a family in Oklahoma, or she was chosen by a birth mom in Oklahoma. And they went, the baby was early, they were in the NICU, they fed him, they signed his birth certificate, spent 2 days with him. They took the birth mom to lunch and then took her to a horrible hotel, dropped her, you know, that's where she was going back to. And when she came back to the hospital, the nurse said, "Oh, have you not spoken to the social worker?" And she goes, "Yeah, I just saw her. Why?" And they said, "Well, we found drugs in the baby's system. He's no longer accepting visitors." And she said,
The baby?
"The baby." She said, "Visitors, I'm his
the
mom.
mother.
His birth mom chose me. I'm his mom." And apparently, you know, the laws in that state.
Wow.
Yeah. So she also walked out of the hospital with no baby. And she said at that moment, her greatest pain, on her knees, her mind went to the birth mom.
Wow.
And she said, you know, I've been given all these wonderful opportunities, worked with John Maxwell, Dave Ramsey, had all the, you know, great supportive family. Why is it me, not her? Why am I not in her shoes? And she said, I will have a home one day for the Jennies of the world. Her name was also Jenny, not me. But
Wow.
and so that's where the vision came. And then Heidi Russo, she's a birth mom. She's actually the birth mom to Colin
You all have
Kaepernick.
an amazing, amazing opportunity here. And I have to say thank you.
Oh,
I thank you for the heart of it, and for those who can't say it for themselves, thank you. This is amazing. You put a smile on their face, and if nothing else, you bless them with that, and I thank you.
thank you.
I thank you guys for joining me as well. This has been amazing. We love you. God bless.